Hey there, Jason Wood with the GutterGuard Experts. Today we're going to be doing a comparison between the LeafGuard gutter protection system and the 2.0 Pro. So let's jump into it. All right, well, let's jump into the comparison between the LeafGuard and the 2.0 Pro. There's going to be three main differences between these two systems. So difference number one is going to be the difference between a fully enclosed system versus a system that has openings. So the 2.0 Pro is designed to be literally like a lid on a box that fully encloses the entire gutter system. And so that there's no gaps, no holes, no openings for literally anything to get in. The smallest pine needles, leaves, seeds, shingle grit, there's no area on here for anything to get into your gutters except water. And so the 2.0 Pro is going to keep your gutters permanently clean. The LeafGuard technology is actually what we call a reverse curve system. These were one of the first gutter guards invented all the way back in like 1908. And to kind of explain how this technology works is the idea that water is coming down your roof and it comes in contact with this top lid. And the idea is that the rainwater is going to wrap around this front nose and come inside of the gutter, and the leaves and debris are all just going to like fall off to the front. And this technology works really great if you're dealing with really big leaves and things of that nature, but anything that's a little bit more small will follow that water right inside. It'll use that liquid adhesion against itself and it'll pull small debris inside of it. So the big issue that they have are issues with like pine needles or smaller leaves, because just logic would tell you that if you have an opening that runs the entire length of the gutter that's about an inch, wide, anything an inch wide and smaller can get into these systems. And once it gets in, your guess is as good as mine how you're gonna get in there and try to clean it out. About the only thing you could do is start to bend out the system, and now you're, ruining the design. The other issue that you have with a LeafGuard system that people never even think about is that you create literally a breeding ground for bees and wasps. So I don't know if you can even make it out on the camera, but right all the way at this end here, there is a big wasp's nest. And this is something that we run into all the time when we're replacing leaf guards, helmets, anything that has this reverse curve type of a design, is that they are a perfect breeding ground for bees and wasps that can just come in here and create nests. And again, once they create a nest in there, there's no way to be able to get them out. And so that is difference number one. And so difference number two is going to be the difference between replacement versus retrofitting. And so the LeafGuard gutters, as you might be able to tell, is actually a gutter and a guard all in one piece. And so what that means, in order to install the LeafGuard system on your home, you're actually going to have to replace all of your gutters and all of your downspouts. Now, the downside to this is you might be spending thousands of dollars unnecessarily if your gutters were already in good shape, and we see this all the time. The 2.0 Pro is actually, as you can tell, designed to go on your existing gutters. Now, before we do any installation, the first thing we're going to do when we come out to give you a free estimate is do a thorough inspection of your existing gutters just to make sure that they're a good candidate. And before we do the installation, we're going to do a full tune-up on your existing gutters. So we're going to go through and make sure that the gutters are all, aligned properly. We're going to make sure all that your brackets are securely, fastened. We're going to go through, seal up any joints, any miters, any leaks. So once we install the 2.0 Pro on your gutters, you just never have to worry about them again. And so that's going to be difference number two, the idea of replacement versus retrofit. All right, and lastly, difference number three is going to be each system's ability to be able to handle heavy downpours. So let me first tell you why this is important. A gutter guard's entire purpose, the only reason that anybody ever has a gutter guard, is really just to help your gutters do what they were designed to do. And that is to take rainwater that's coming down from your roof and get it away from your home's foundation. And so a gutter guard helps your gutters by doing two separate things. Number one, keeping your gutters free of debris. So as that rainwater is coming down the roof, it gets into a gutter that's free flowing with no obstructions, so it can get away from your home's foundation. The second thing that a gutter guard needs to do is be able to capture all of that rain that's coming off of the roof. Because if you imagine it raining really hard, and if the water can't get into the gutters and it's just overshooting them completely, you have to ask the question, why do you even have gutters in the first place? And so with the LeafGuard gutter protection system, it's going to work really good in a light and a moderate rain. The problem happens is when you get those really heavy downpours. Because as we talked about earlier, the LeafGuard system works on that idea of liquid adhesion, that the water's coming down and it wraps around and comes inside of that nose. And that works really good when the rate of the water, the flow of the water is moving a little bit slow. When you get a really heavy downpour, the water is coming so fast, the velocity, that it can't make that tight turn and it'll literally overshoot the gutters. And I've seen several cases where it has overshot the gutters and has landed in window wells and has flooded basements, cracked foundations. And so you want to make sure whatever gutter guard that you decide to get is going to be able to capture that water. Now the 2.0 Pro, on the other hand, has actually been tested at over 20 inches of hourly rainfall, which statistically is more rain than we've ever received anywhere in the US. And the reason it is able to do that is something that's proprietary to the 2.0 system. I don't know if you can see the 3 little ribs that it has on it. And those 3 little ribs in the mesh are 3 little kind of like speed bumps for the water. So as the water's running across that mesh and it hits those speed bumps, in physics, it's breaking what they call the laminar flow of the water, which creates this super strong siphoning action. And so even in a heavy rain, it's able to capture that water. And so that is difference number 3. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this comparison video. We hope that it was helpful in your decision-making process, regardless of whatever gutter guard you decide to use. If we can be of service to you in any way, shape, or form, please let us know. But until next time, be safe, stay off the ladders, and we'll talk to you soon.